Hey everybody, this is Jessica.
And I'm Lisa.
And we are
Two dead girls.
Yeah.
Two.
So if you guys have not yet seen season 5, episode 5 of The Walking Dead entitled Self-Help, turn this video off.
Boom. Off.
You know what's going to happen.
We're going to spoil
we know
it.
Things that
We're going to spoil it, so just shut it off. So here we are.
So, yeah, so how was your trip? Welcome back.
It was good. Thank you. Yeah, it was very good. You did a good job last week. I watched it from the hotel when I was getting ready one morning.
It was so weird. It was so weird to not have you. It's weird. I haven't done a dedicated quote unquote vlog in a long time.
It was
you know?
good. No, you did a good job. And you had a lot of good feedback, so thank you guys for helping out with last week. That was awesome.
Yeah, really, that was a lot of fun having people to bounce things off of. And I don't know. I mean, me and Lisa haven't discussed this, but maybe we could continue that whole subscriber spotlight thing where we maybe pick a comment, or if you have filmed yourself watching the show and you think you have a really funny reaction to something, I don't know, maybe give us a shout if that was something that you liked that I threw in last week, and maybe we can make it a permanent thing. But we want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think is yay or nay.
Yeah, that was fun. So what'd you think of this week's episode? In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, even without spoilers, I kind of felt this way about Eugene a little bit. You know what I mean? But I felt it was very predictable. I know now that, and thank you, Jason, for not spoiling things completely, but he puts that smiley winky face, and I'm like, oh, Jason knows what's up.
Right.
I know that in the comic book that that this is how it played out, that Eugene was full of crap. I think that you and me have even said it, like, he's going to turn around one day and be like, oh, I don't have a cure. I was just, messing with everybody.
Yeah.
And it's because he's such a meek guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of felt this episode was predictable. How about you?
I think it was predictable, and it was just kind of blah, just for me. I think the first few episodes really built up the season, and they were so good, and now it's really hard to meet that again. And I know it's not going to be every episode, but this episode, I don't know, Abe's whole backstory, it's just not something that's interesting to me, I guess. I don't know. So
yeah, those first couple episodes were definitely a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
I think that this is the Beth and Daryl episode of the first half of season 5.
Uh-huh. I'm pretty...
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pretty sure
kind of
you're
like,
right.
All right.
Yeah, take it, learn what they're telling you, and move along. Now, next week's preview looks really good. Now I'm super excited for that. So,
I know. So, yeah. I'm excited too. Oh, I'm so excited to see them. I want to know who Daryl's throwing on the fire, because that looked, that was too small to be Beth.
Yep.
Which leads me to think, I know that they panned up to this great big building, but doesn't necessarily mean he is at that hospital. There are other hospitals.
Right.
But they were following her. So does that mean that there are younger people in this, in Grady Memorial also? Because that definitely was a small person that he was putting onto the fire.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see next week.
Oh, my God.
So this week starts off, they're in the bus. That damn bus that I said. Stupid idea.
Yep. Absolutely. There's a lot of mullet talk. I'm happy that they addressed this. There's a lot of quaff conversations.
It was pretty funny. But Tara asks Eugene what he's thinking about. Like, what's wrong? And he says that he's thinking about that preacher. So once you get to the end, it made me understand why he was thinking about it, because he related to him in some ways, I feel like.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
So.
What he did.
So they go, and they keep going back with all these Abe flashbacks. And I'm not hating on Abe. Let me just tell you, that guy's hair color is so vibrant for being in the zombie apocalypse. Let me tell you. It's so red. His hair is one color, and his mustache is another color. It just looks stupid.
I know. Oh God. Oh my God, that hair. Yeah, it is. It's so bright. And it was even on The Talking Dead though.
Yeah.
His hair was so bright.
Yep.
Do you remember Brenda Starr? Do you remember the comic Brenda Starr in the newspaper? Did you have that? Yep. I don't know if that was just a New York thing, but she was like this flaming redhead, and that's what his hair reminds me of.
Yep.
But
it's pretty funny.
So they're driving along, and they're laughing about hair, and the bus like completely goes out of control.
I thought they had a flat tire or something. I thought that they had a blowout at first.
That's what I thought. I mean, I didn't think anything when until Eugene said later on what happened. But how did people survive that?
Who knows?
I thought for sure somebody had to die in that.
That's what I thought too. So they're all jumping out of the bus and killing the walk. They just open the door and just start unleashing on the walkers.
Yeah, like they don't like to talk about anything.
No.
They're just like, all right, here's what we're going to do.
Yep.
Okay.
And Tara helps Eugene. She's at this point in the show, she's the
coach.
I think she kind of feels bad for him, so she's helping him and being
well,
friends.
because I mean, look at Tara. Look at where Tara came from too. She was pushed around by Philip.
Right.
And everybody else that was, that was there, and pick up your weapon and do all this stuff. So really, in a lot of ways, I mean, she had to pretend to be somebody that she wasn't, and Eugene's obviously pretending to be somebody that he is not. So right. I think she really relates to him.
So they all get out of the bus, and Abe's hand is busted open again. And they go to get the first aid kit, and the bus is on fire.
Bus is on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Bus is on fire, and it's so. And I love how, like, when it came time to walk away from the bus, Abe said every direction is a question.
Yep.
Like him and Glenn are talking about, we could go 15 miles back and get back to the church. It's like, no, every direction. Right. Every direction is a question. This is how it ends. Right. Stuff like this is how how it all ends, and they're they're not ready for it.
Right.
I love when he said, "I'm fit as a fucking fiddle" or something like that.
Yep. But let's talk about Eugene for a minute. He walks over to the walker that he killed, and he spits on the walker.
Yeah.
I was like, was that necessary? Was that really necessary?
I said that in my reaction video. I was like, really? Was that necessary? It was almost like when Dawn slapped Beth.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, all right, that wasn't necessary, but okay.
For what reason?
Did he kill him? I think he stabbed that one in the back.
In the back. Then, not even in the head. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, no, Eugene, come on. In the head, my friend. Get him in the head.
For a second, then, I thought he was going to get killed for a second because he was just standing there.
Real close.
I thought somebody was going to die in that scene for sure. I mean, they were making it look like Eugene had no clue what was going to happen. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe that.
So
when they come back from break, from that break, Abe's having another flashback, and we see Ellen and his little ginger babies.
Yep.
I felt so bad. He's got kids.
Yep.
And obviously, I don't know. I mean, he was in the services, and I kind of feel like they're looking at him scared, even though he's the father and he's supposed to protect them.
Right.
But it was almost like he went into this trance, almost like a PTSD kind of.
Yep. He was he was in a mode.
A flashback,
yep.
Kind of.
He was in a mode, and he was not letting up. Yeah. So.
And they were just like, holy cow,
yeah. So he keeps flashing back, and you keep seeing more and more bits of this story of how he lost his family.
Yep.
So they come back and they're in a bookstore.
Yeah, they're in a bookstore, and Abe and Glenn are keeping watch. They're having a heart to heart.
They're cooking food on garbage cans.
Yeah, taking toilet water, boiling it. That's yummy.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
And Abe's talking to Glenn, and he's like, all right, well, tomorrow we'll head out. And Abe says, well, first I need a piece of ass or something like that. And I was like, what?
It was funny when they roll at the very, very beginning. It was a different opening rather than just violent. It said strong sexual content. I looked at my husband like, oh, there's gonna be some dirty stuff happening tonight.
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
Yeah, it said there was going to be depictions of violence, and then it said strong sexual content. So I was like, when's the strong sexual content getting there?
Wow. That's interesting. So
and it was Abe.
It was funny. Did you see on The Talking Dead when they did the Twitter hashtags, like when they do that part, one of the Twitter hashtags said something like, the last thing I did not need to see before I go to bed is Abe's smooth dolphin smooth or something like that. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Hashtag dolphin smooth.
Hashtag dolphin smooth. But, okay, so they show Abe and Rosita getting it on, and then they show Creeper Eugene just standing there creeping like a creeper watching them. And I was like, ew! He's just standing there.
It's so awkward.
So awkward. In fact, I have a moment that I just want to call the creeper moment. He was the creeper of this episode, so I want to insert my creeper moment right here. Ooh. Ew, he's creeper.
I was on the table, I was watching him.
Ew.
I believe it.
Put that in.
Someone put that in. Yeah, it just, I think I said ew a bunch of times even after it happened because he was just standing there and he's like, I like the human woman form, the body. Okay. He's so weird.
Yeah, and Tara came up on him and she's like, creepy guy, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, and they start talking about it, and you know, again, they have their heart to heart, and then Eugene confesses something huge.
Yep.
Sabotage the bus. He put crushed glass
In the fuel line.
in the fuel line. Like, he had no idea that it was going to go that way, but I couldn't, you know, that surprised me.
I was shocked, yeah.
I didn't think that he would be that, you know, that reckless, because he does a pretty good job of convincing people and, like, manipulating people. Like in the beginning when he got Rosita to drive the car all the way to the other end of the tunnel without her knowing.
Yep.
Like, I didn't think he would do something that could physically endanger everybody else. Like, that I was really surprised about.
Well, he did.
But, yeah.
So Tara says that she'll keep his secret. Don't tell anybody else. You know. And he says to her that he thinks that people are only protecting him because he knows how to save the world. He doesn't think anybody likes him. And she says, well, I'm your friend.
Yeah. I looked at my husband, I'm like, they're carrying around a baby.
Yeah. Pretty
much. You know, that wears diapers. Like, not even, you know what I mean? Like, they carried around a man with one leg.
Yep.
You know, how could you possibly think that anybody would think you were worthless at this point?
Exactly.
Anybody they come around that's not going to try to kill them, I think, is okay in their eyes.
Right.
Poor Eugene. I felt so bad for him.
I felt bad for him in that moment.
I just felt bad for him because when you tell a lie, you just keep digging yourself deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's so hard to get yourself out of it. Like, he made up such a freaking story, you know. I felt bad. I felt so bad for him. I was one of the people that felt really, really bad for him throughout the whole episode.
So they cut over to Maggie and Glenn, who are snuggling on the floor. And Maggie says that she feels guilty that they left the group. How about feeling guilty that you haven't asked about your sister since 3, 5, 10 episodes? I mean,
not one mention.
Nothing.
Not one mention of Beth.
Nothing. It's just weird.
Nothing, not once. Yeah, no, it's really weird. It's really weird. Well, I mean, like when her dad was dying in the prison, she was like, Dad, it's okay to go. Die now. You know, after the leg amputation, like she's real quick to, brush it off and move on. I don't know.
Yeah. So they leave the bookstore, and now the geniuses see the fire truck. This is a great idea. Oh my God.
This is the stupidest, Lisa, this is the stupidest point in the episode. Could they have made any more noise?
Right.
They're making so much noise.
Not only the noise, but as soon as he pulled away from the door and you saw that door open, I either thought that a new group was going to come out that we were going to meet, or zombies. And there you were.
Hello, zombies. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So everybody starts killing the zombies as they're walking out. And out of nowhere, the hose gets unleashed. And I was actually proud of Eugene.
Yeah, he was up on top of that fire engine, like, all right.
It was amazing. What was your zombie kill of the week?
My zombie kill of the week was in the very beginning when the bus overturned. It was the long-haired, shirtless, I call him Guts on a Bus walker, because his stomach got all dug out from the glass in the window.
So that was
my
yours.
guy. How about you?
I had a zombies kill of the week, because when he unleashes that hose and people's faces just start getting blown off from it, I think that whole scene was my favorite zombie kills of the week. So
I also really did like when Abe took the back of his gun and like hammerhead that guy.
He hatcheted it away. Oh my God. Like 3 pieces. Boom, 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 gone. No head.
Yeah, with the water, it was blowing people's limbs off and like taking out their faces. Like that was, I said to my husband, boy, we really sucked to be an extra that day on the set of The Walking Dead.
So we're gonna enter our zombie kills of the week right here, since they've already happened at this point, and you guys can see. Uh-oh. I knew it. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh my God. Ooh! Oh my God. Who did that?
Eugene.
Good work, Eugene.
Are they nuts? Oh, God. Oh, look at him! Oh!
Yeah, so that was definitely a good scene. I feel like that was a good scene.
Yeah.
So the fire
So
truck.
when they come back from the break after that, there's another flashback. And we find out that Abe's kids are Becca and AJ. Abe Jr. That made me sad.
Yep.
They're gone.
They left him a note. Don't try to find us.
And the fire truck breaks down again.
Oh, big shocker.
Fantastic, because it's all what happened? It was all stuffed with like human guts. Is that what was happening?
Ooh.
Zombie guts or something like that.
Gross.
You is reading a book by H.G. Wells called The Shape of Things to Come. And oddly enough, that book takes place between, I forget when, but it stops in 2016. That's the time frame of that book. So I never read that one.
They get out of the truck because it broke down, and they start saying that they're smelling a stench.
But I wonder what else it could possibly be, because they've been around massive herds of walkers before.
I don't know.
there hasn't been a stench.
There was a lot of walkers up that road.
There was a lot of them, but we've been around some pretty big herds before. No one's ever said anything particularly about this. I mean, I'm sure they have to stink because they're rotting flesh. But I don't ever remember anybody saying something about, oh, it smells so bad. Like that was the first time it was that at least I had noticed.
Right.
I could be wrong.
No,
But there were a lot of them, right?
There was a lot. And Abe still wants to go. This wacko still wants to go that way.
He's out of his mind.
Everybody, even Rosita, they all want to go another way. And he is stuck. I'm going straight.
Yeah, and Glenn's saying, I'm not saying that we're not going to go there. We just need to go another way. He's like, no, we're going this way.
Right.
Let's just take a detour. We detoured here, we detoured there. It set us back that much. It's like, all right, let's walk through the herd of zombies. It's a good idea.
So everybody starts getting a little touchy-feely, pissy because they're trying to stop Abe. People start pushing and shoving.
Rosita falls to the ground. Abe pushes her down.
Glenn's in his face. And Eugene yells, I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, he can't take it anymore. He's got to let the cat out of the bag.
This poor bastard.
Oh, I felt so bad for him.
I'm not a scientist.
Not a scientist.
I
felt so bad for him when he said that.
I thought it was pretty funny when he said to Abe, though, I'm still smarter than you, though.
That's when I think Abe went ape shit.
Yep.
I just said to myself, shut the hell up. Like, he doesn't need this right now. Like, I'm still smarter than you. Thanks.
That's funny.
Thanks, buddy.
So
Abe, when you stop and you think about it, really, what, in your opinion, and again, I love Eugene, but it's the same thing again as Judith. They would keep him around because he's a good guy, but what could he contribute?
Right.
To the group, he didn't have, I know that he's smarter than everybody, as he says, but he wasn't a farmer, he wasn't a doctor, he wasn't, you know what I mean? He could, talk about maybe being a gamer and, doing whatever. I don't know. So I understand, especially him being in the group that he's in, seeing how everybody does have their roles. I understand why he feels like he couldn't fit in and he had no other choice.
Right. Right.
Oh, I felt so bad for him.
So Abe just unleashes and starts going nuts on him and beating the crap out of him. And he just face plants. Boom.
Yeah, when he fell down, they turned him over. He had a baseball on the side of his face. I'm like, oh man. I thought he was dead.
Yeah. He face planted pretty hard on that pavement.
Oh my God.
So then they flash back to Abe and how he finds his family.
Yep, they're gone. One thing that I do have to say is that I've never heard it called a Tennessee top hat before. That happened before we went to this whole flashback.
Yep.
When Abe put it, Tennessee top hat, and then he said, "But I'm still smarter than you."
Yep.
I just had to throw it in there because
That was funny.
I never know.
That was really funny.
And so he finds his family, and they're gone. Well, not gone. They're dead.
They're eaten.
They're eaten. And Abe's ready to die himself, ready to kill himself.
Yep.
And we hear, hey, hey. And he's just such a sissy run, and he's like looking back and, help me. And I wondered if Abe was going to kill himself again, like not again, but like he went and he shot these three walkers and he started to walk away, and Jean was like, hey, wait up. I wonder where Abe would have gone if he would have walked faster and gotten away from Eugene. And he said, wait, you have to stop. And Abe goes, why? I'm on a mission.
And I feel like that gave Abe a purpose.
Yeah, because he's always fighting a war.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a soldier. This is what he does. He has orders. You know, there's an objective, and he has to see everything through.
Yep.
So this is the objective: get him to Washington.
Well, I don't think that we're done with these flashbacks either, because when he says that he's not a scientist, Rosita says to him something along the lines of, "Do you know how many people's lives have been lost because of you?" And he named off like 5 people.
Yeah, he did.
So, and those are people that we don't know. So I'm assuming that's a group that they were a part of before. So I'm sure that we'll see that down the road maybe sometime, or how they meet Rosita too, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so it was interesting. Was it the most exciting episode? No.
No, it wasn't. Like I said, we all knew, even if we didn't read the comic.
Yeah.
It's just something about him that didn't scream, you know, scientist.
I mean, we learned the backstory. That's cool. But now let's move along. I want to see where the other group is. I think last night I learned that the other group is where I'm more excited and interested in. I'm not so thrilled about this group. Like I really care more about the other group, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely, because finding out what happens to them shortly thereafter, we're gonna have 2 groups merge,
right.
Because this is now a flashback, and Daryl still hasn't come through the bushes at this point,
right,
in their storyline of next week. So again, I'm still hoping it's Noah. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed.
I think it's Noah, but last night what I noticed when I watched right before the episode started, how they say last week on The Walking Dead, and they showed Carol getting rolled in. Carol looks a little beat up in that stretcher. Like, it doesn't look like she was faking it, I don't think. I think she might actually be hurt.
Yeah, you think so?
I've changed my mind, because at first I thought she was faking, but in the previews for next week, she doesn't have any of those bruises or blood on her face. And when she's laying on that stretcher getting rolled into the hospital, she's got blood and bruises on her face.
Well, she could have pulled a Shane and run herself into a tree. No, I'm kidding. I kind of think that I'm rethinking it a little bit too. I think that Carol and Daryl meet up with Noah, and Daryl's going to convince Noah that we're going to have to go back and get Beth, right? They try to get into the hospital, and again, they're going to take Carol. They're going to take the weaker, because Daryl does not scream, you know, conformity. He's
right.
Like, you know, he's the definition of a nonconformist.
Right.
And they're not going to take a risk bringing him in, you know, and take Carol in. But I'm wondering if Daryl heard Beth was there and didn't try to fight his way in, and Carol got hurt, maybe.
I don't know, but we will find out next week, and I'm super excited for that episode.
How many are left? There's only 4 left.
What did it say, 3 or 4? Until the end of the year or something?
This was 5, so there's 8. Yeah, there's only 3 left.
So we'll see what happens, I guess. And I'm interested to see, somebody I saw posted in the comments for you last week, somebody said, do you think that Rick and Dawn know each other because they're police officers? I'm interested to see if that's a whole different storyline too.
I know, and I've also been reading, because Noah said that him and his dad were going to see his uncle. Is Morgan his uncle?
Could be.
They were heading this way to go and find their uncle. Like, how weird would it be that they were, you know, they were related?
Yeah.
But
so I'm interested to see what ties and who knows who, and that'll be interesting. I think that'll be interesting. So
that'd be really neat.
So yeah.
That would be neat.
So this episode was short and sweet, because there really wasn't much content, I feel like.
Again, I feel there was a lot. I feel there was a lot of content, but these are all things that we knew, or that we were suspicious of. So I think it felt like a, you know, fluff episode to me, because, you know, again, I don't read the comic books. I have the first, you know, 4 big books in my room, and I'm like, I can't make it past the first one, because I'm afraid I'm going to read something and it be spoiled. I don't read them, but there was something about Eugene that really made me feel like he's bullshitting.
What was your WTF moment?
My WTF moment was when the bus overturned. I couldn't believe it. That part, you know. Again, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting at some point Eugene to confess. So I still was like, oh shit, yeah, I can't believe it, but I wasn't like surprised by it.
Mine was at the end when Eugene confesses. Even though I knew something was not right with him, when it came out of his mouth, I was like, oh man.
When he's like, I'm not a scientist. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God. I happened. Who's gonna jump me first?
I mean, I don't know.
So we'll put those in here.
We'll put those in right here so you guys could see our WTF moments.
What the?
I just ain't saying something.
Oh. Shit. Oh. Oh my God. Woo. Oh fuck. Oh shit.
I lied. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how to stop it. I'm not a scientist.
I knew it!
Chevrolet. Fun.
So yeah. That's this episode. And
All right.
And Abe and Eugene were on The Talking Dead, if you guys saw that. That was actually a really good, I liked it a lot. I like when they have characters on.
In the beginning of the episode, in the beginning of The Talking Dead, I kind of thought that they didn't really like each other. I don't know why. I kind of got the feeling that that I forgot Michael Cudlitz. That's Abe, right?
Yeah.
He was kind of getting under his skin a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just got that vibe, and then then they started being a little kissy face, and I was like, all right, they're okay.
That was funny. That was funny for sure. So I enjoyed that. So that was this week's episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments and feedback down below like you did last week, because that was awesome.
Yeah, no, that was really great. And again, thank you guys so much. You made it so much easier for me. And if you like the subscriber spotlight, just let us know. But don't forget, in the season on the farm, crazy stuff starts happening when you're 3 episodes away.
Yeah.
We lost Dale, then we lost Shane, and then we have the finale. So stuff can get real crazy next week. We got 3 episodes left.
Yep.
No, it should be good. It should be good.
I said next week will be good. Damn it.
Damn it.
All right.
Janet.
So until next week, guys, I'm Lisa.
I'm Jessica.
And we are
2 Dead Girls.
That's it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.